Thanks very much, Dr. Poyoni. I speak at these things fairly regularly, and it's always very difficult to condense into 5 minutes or so what I've worked for years trying to master. So bear with me. I've tried to distill it down to sort of the key things about a Jesuit education, of which you are all now part of the family. You will be part of the Jesuit-educated alums throughout the world, many, many thousands all over the world. I think the key question for any student at a Jesuit university, whether undergraduate or graduate, is not so much what you want to do. It's really not about employment, though that's important, obviously important. At a Jesuit education, we try to take it a step further. We ask you to ask yourself, what kind of person do you want to be? What kind of person do you want to be? That has all kinds of implications about you investing yourself in your own education. Take responsibility for your own education. I'll tease out a little bit what that means. In the undergraduate world, we shape the curriculum. We have the core, the common curriculum, however you called it in your schools. We have 4 years. Here we teach philosophy and theology, all trying to get you to ask those kinds of questions. But as graduate students, it's trimmed down a lot. And really, it does require that you make the effort. The curriculum is no longer going to lead you in those directions. You have to embrace it yourself. And so it's beyond the simple, as I call it, it's beyond a kind of transportation model of education, where there's a block of facts over here that the professors or the books are going to pick up and deposit in your brain, and then you'll be an educated person. We're about something more than that. That happens, but we're about something more than that. As Dr. Poyoni talked about, we embrace the whole person. We see the whole person as needing education and leading to the kind of person that you want to be. But you're not undergraduates any longer. You don't have those props. You've made your career choices. You've moved out of the womb of undergraduate life. So you don't have the built-in helps anymore to get you that little extra that we like to think is Jesuit education. So you have to take responsibility for that yourselves. One of the places you can do that, since I've got to condense this all, 30 years of my experience into 5 minutes, one place you could go to is actually the homepage of the college website. Under About, so one of the ones you never look at, okay, one of the, under About, over on the left-hand side, one of the selections once you click on About is called Jesuit Education. And it opens to a page that takes the mission statement that Dr. Poyoni read and makes it, you can click on links that will begin to take it apart so that you really begin, if you study it and work at it a little bit, you really will begin to get a sense of what's at the heart of a Jesuit education. Now, see, I've compressed 30 years into, it's your responsibility, okay? You should do that. Actually, it would be good for you to try to do that so that you, as your first step in engaging the question of the kind of person you want to be, you engage those. How will you take the career that you're preparing yourself for and make it part of a better you, a person of service, and so forth? So the choice is yours. If that basic question about becoming a better person, becoming the kind of person you want to be, not just a career, but the kind of person you want to be who has that career as a means of service, then you're not far from beginning to kind of explore the things that I'm talking about. If you want to explore that place where you ask about meaning, that's what we treasure here at St. Peter's College. Not just fact, but what does the fact mean? If you want to explore that place that asks about the effects of our actions, the effects of our career on the world, this is the place to do that, because your professors treasure those questions too. That's why they're here. If you want to use your if you are interested in the question of how do I make my use of my education to shape the world to be a better place, a healthier place, a safer place, a more just place. These are the kind of questions that, at heart, we treasure in a Jesuit education. So if these interest you, these kinds of questions interest you, if they touch your heart and not just your head, then you're very close to what we treasure in a Jesuit education. All that's needed is for you to stop being an undergraduate and to take responsibility for your own education. Come to your classes knowing the questions that you want to ask of your professors, of your profession. Ask those critical questions. Always ask what effects the profession you are moving toward has on the world. And go one question beyond. What ought it to have on the world if we want to shape a world that is healthier, safer, more just? And you didn't get here on your own. Obviously, you worked hard, but there are countless people in countless ways that have helped you in little ways all through your lives. Jesuit education is about acknowledging that and seeing how those people enabled you to get where you are. You must help others. Jesuit education is about service. It's not about accumulating degrees. It's not about even accumulating a lot of money. It's about being educated so you can serve the world that you encounter. We return the love that we have received by lives of service. Okay, I'm winding down now. There are resources available. I pointed to the website. That's a wonderful place to start. There's my office, which is located over in St. Peter's Hall. I'm lonely over there. I need you all to come and say hello, and we can talk about those things that you discovered on the website. I would love to have a discussion with people who are engaged at a level of education that you are, as you begin to explore how the values that are articulated on that webpage can affect your lives and can through you affect the world. Campus ministry is also available. We offer lots of services. Campus ministry has the usual liturgical services. You're always welcome to come and join us if you're here. We have masses in the middle of the day. Many of you are working, but on Sundays, if you're looking for a place to worship, we have masses here. We have all kinds of interfaith options for people of other faiths and religions. Did I mention retreats? Retreats is an option. If you really want to get to the heart of what Jesuit education is, you have to begin to experience, you have to begin to touch the experience that St. Ignatius had, because his experience has shaped the way we do education. And so it's a journey into the deepest parts of yourself to find there the God that loves you and empowers you to take the next step and to be of service. And speaking of service, the community service organization that's part of campus ministry is always ready to give you an opportunity to practice practice lives of generosity and service. These things don't come easily in our society, and so we invite you to come and give a little. See what it feels like. You might like it. Welcome to St. Peter's.